Part 2 is fake too.
It came out like around the same time.
You got to study, man.
Stop playing, boy. Go help your mom get stuff together.
He ain't gonna get in the way. He ain't gonna get in trouble with her.
Yeah, that's about how it works.
Yeah.
We live? Let's see. Look like we live. Sabbath peace.
Sabbath peace.
It's another opportunity for us to come together and hear and learn of the word of truth that's given to us by the Most High God. All honor goes to the Father through the Son, whose name is Yahushua. In him lies the only hope for salvation. We know that it is obtained by grace through faith, not of works, lest anyone should boast, and given freely as a gift to all who obey him. We understand that if we do not obey him, it is made manifest or made obvious that we do not believe. In this state, we should expect no good thing from the Most High. However, anything that we do get, whether it be a gift of tongues, a gift of prophecy, or any supernatural experience that you may have, it can and it will be used against you in the day of judgment. With that said, peace to the saints that are in the room, to the saints that couldn't make it, but no peace to the wicked. The only thing we say to them is repent that they might live. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Where we leave off? Leviticus chapter 16, verse 1. Let's get right to it. Here's Leviticus chapter 16, verse 1.
And the Lord spake unto Moses after the death of the two sons of Aaron, when they offered before the Lord and died. And the Lord said unto Moses, speaking to Aaron your brother, that he come not at all times into the holy place within the veil before the mercy seat, which is upon the ark, that he die not. For I will appear in the cloud upon the mercy seat. Thus shall Aaron come into the holy place with a young bull for a sin offering, and a ram and a burnt offering, and for a burnt offering.
All right. So now we already talked about the offerings, right? So you got to kind of keep that in mind. He said you got to bring a young bull for what type of offering?
For a sin offering.
For a sin offering. And then also bring what?
My man.
A ram for a what?
A burnt offering.
For a burnt offering. So you know a sin offering, when you got a sin offering, who gets to keep the remainder of it?
The priest.
The priest, right? The people, the people don't get none of the sin offering. The priest gets it, right? Remember the sin offering, they get burned outside the camp, right? So you got the insides that get burnt in the camp, outsides get burned outside the camp, and then the priest gets to keep the wave and the heave, right? The shoulder and the chest, and the breast. So the priest get to keep that. So you got the sin offering, but who get to keep the burnt offering?
Nobody keep the burnt offering.
Nobody. Burnt offering get burnt up, right? Keep going.
He shall put on the holy linen coat, and he shall have the linen breeches upon his flesh, and he shall be girded with a linen girdle, and with the linen mitre shall he be attired.
So you remember when we were at the end of Exodus, and we showed a couple pictures of, some sketches, what these people put together, what they, what they drew according to what we read, right? And so that outfit we is looking at is describing pieces of that outfit that he has to wear when he comes in. Keep going.
These are the holy garments. Therefore shall he wash his flesh in water, and so put them on. And he shall take of the congregation of the children of Israel 2 kids of the goats for a sin offering, and 1 ram for a burnt offering.
All right. So 2 kids of the goat for a sin offering, and 1 ram for a burnt offering, right? Keep going.
And Aaron shall offer his bull of the sin offering, which is for himself, and make an atonement for himself and for his house.
Right? So you can see these are on top of the other offering, right? So you had a, what do you have? He had a bull, and then he had a ram, right? Sin offering, burnt offering. Then you have to come back and you get 2 kids of the goat for a sin offering. So that's another sin offering. And then what else?
And a ram for a burnt offering.
Then another ram for a burnt offering, right? So these are all the offerings so far that's taking part as part of this ceremony that we got going on. This is about to be the Day of Atonement, is what he's talking about. Keep going.
And Aaron shall offer his bull of the sin offering, which is for himself, and make an atonement for himself and for his house. And he shall take the 2 goats and present them before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Right? So now, after he made the sacrifice for himself, then he can come bring the 2 goats. He going to bring it before the tabernacle. Watch what he do with the 2 goats. It's important.
And Aaron shall cast lots upon the 2 goats.
So now you're going to cast lots. What's casting lots mean?
It's like the coin toss.
Almost like a coin toss, right? It's leaving something up to what we would consider chance, right? So he said, you take these 2 goats, and then you got to cast lots, which means that one of these 2 goats is going to win and one is going to lose, right? Right? So watch how the lots, when the book talk about this, it's talking about, it says the lots, it talks about as if the lots fail a certain way, right? So it's like, you know what I'm saying, if the lot falls on the winner, or the lot falls on the loser, right? So watch this.
And Aaron shall cast lots upon the 2 goats, one lot for the Lord and the other lot for the scapegoat.
Right? So whether you cast it, it's going to go one place to the other. And one lot is going to be for the Lord, for Yahuwah, right? And the other lot is going to be for what they call it?
Scapegoat.
The scapegoat. So that's where this term came from, right? When people say, oh, man, he's just trying to use you as a scapegoat, right? That's where this term came from. It came from the Day of Atonement, right? You got one lot that falls on the goat that's going to end up being the goat that carries the sin of all the people. And you have one goat that's going to be a sacrifice, right? Watch how this play out.
And Aaron shall bring the goat upon which the Lord's lot fell and offer him for a sin offering.
So the one where the Most High God's lot fell, what happens to him?
A sin offering.
That's a burnt offering. That thing got to die. The one where Yahuwah, like, oh, my lot fell on you, okay, you got to die. People might look at that differently. Let's see what happened to the one where, you know what I'm saying, the other lot fell.
But the goat on which the lot fell to be the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord to make an atonement with him and to let him go for a scapegoat into the wilderness.
And he get to run free. Right? The scapegoat get to run free. The one that Yahuwah chose, that one got to die. Who do you think that testify of?
No, shoot.
So who the scapegoat testify of then?
Satan.
Satan. What happened to Satan at the end, right? We go into Revelation. We ain't got to get it. But if you go into Revelations and the pit opens up, right? And then you know what I'm saying? You got the people, the pit open up. What happens to Satan?
All the sins of the world are put on him and he's thrown into the wilderness. Well, the pit.
He's locked up.
Yeah.
For how many years?
1,000 years.
And when he was locked up, what happened?
All of the sins of the world is on him. But as far as like the world goes, everybody's worshiping the Messiah.
Wasn't no sin.
Yeah.
Or we ain't gonna say it wasn't no sin, but people are obedient to the Most High God. Mm-hmm. They are subject to the Most High God. Right? He come back, what happened?
They rebel against God.
He's a scapegoat. All right? The whole time, the Most High God had a whole thing set up. Yahushua got to die.
I think in Numbers, it say that they put all of the sins on the goat and send him into the wilderness.
No, it's going to say it right here. Keep going. Watch this. I think it's here.
But the goat on which the lot fell to the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord to make an atonement with him and to let him go for a scapegoat into the wilderness. Mm-hmm. And Aaron shall bring the bull of the sin offering, which is for himself, and shall make an atonement for himself and for his house, and shall kill the bull of the sin offering, which is for himself. Mm-hmm. And he shall take a censer full of burning coals of fire from off the altar before the Lord, and his hands full of sweet incense, beaten small, and bring it within the veil. Mm-hmm. And he shall put the incense upon the fire before the Lord, that the cloud of the incense may cover the mercy seat that is upon the testimony that he died not. And he shall take of the blood of the bull and sprinkle it with his finger upon the mercy seat eastward. And before the mercy seat shall he sprinkle the blood with his finger 7 times. Mm-hmm. Then shall he kill the goat of the sin offering that is for the people, and bring the blood within the veil, and do with that blood as he did with the blood of the bull, and sprinkle it upon the mercy seat and before the mercy seat.
All right, so that's the one that Yahuwah chose, right?
And he shall make an atonement for the holy place because of the uncleanness of the children of Israel, and because of their transgressions and all their sins. Mm-hmm. And so shall he do for the tabernacle of congregation that remains among them in the midst of their uncleanness.
Now watch this.
And there shall be no man in the tabernacle of the congregation when he goes in to make an atonement in the holy place.
So all the priests got to get out. Anybody that's in the tabernacle got to get out. So you already can't go into the back room in the tabernacle, right? But even when it's time for Aaron, who can go in there once a year, even when it's time for him to go, everybody else in the tabernacle got to get out. Everybody else in the court got to get out. Watch this.
And have made an atonement for himself and for his household and for the congregation of Israel. And he shall go out unto the altar that is before the Lord, and make an atonement for it, and shall take of the blood of the bull and of the blood of the goat, and put it upon the horns of the altar round about. And he shall sprinkle of the blood upon it with his finger 7 times, and cleanse it, and hallow it from the uncleanness of the children of Israel. And when he has made an end of reconciling the holy place and the tabernacle of the congregation and the altar, he shall bring the live goat. And Aaron shall lay both his hands upon the head of the live goat, and confess over him all the iniquities of the children of Israel, and all their transgressions and all their sins, putting them upon the head of the goat, and shall send him away by the hand of a fit man into the wilderness.
So now you had this goat that has all the sins of Israel placed on the goat. And then after that, by the hands of a fit man, an appropriate man, right? He got to be sent where?
Sent away by the hand of a fit man into the wilderness.
He got to be taken out into the wilderness. Right? Watch this.
Now this fit man is none other than Yahushua, who cast Satan into the pit.
Let me see if we can show something real quick. Keep going.
And Aaron shall come into the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall put off the linen garments which he put on when he went into the holy place, and shall leave them there. And he shall wash his flesh with water in the holy place, and put on his garments, and come forth and offer his burnt offering and the burnt offering of the people, and make an atonement for himself and for the people. And the fat of the sin offering shall he burn upon the altar. And he that let go the goat for the scapegoat shall wash his clothes and bathe his flesh in water, and afterward come into the camp. And the bullock for the sin offering, and the goat for the sin offering, whose blood was brought in to make atonement in the holy place, shall one carry forth outside the camp, and they shall burn in the fire their skins and their flesh and their dung. And he that burns them shall wash his clothes and bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp. And thus shall be a statute forever unto you, that in the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, you shall afflict your souls and do no work at all, whether it be one of your own country or a stranger that sojourns among you. For on that day shall the priest make an atonement for you to cleanse you, that you may be clean from all your sins before Yahuwah. It shall be a Sabbath of rest unto you, and you shall afflict your souls by a statute forever. And the priest whom he shall anoint, and whom he shall consecrate to minister in the priest's office in his father's stead, shall make the atonement, and shall put off the linen clothes, even the holy garments. And he shall make an atonement for the holy sanctuary, and he shall make an atonement for the tabernacle of the congregation, and for the altar, and he shall make an atonement for the priests, and for all the people of the congregation. And this shall be an everlasting statute unto you, to make an atonement for the children of Israel for all their sins once a year. And he did as the Lord commanded Moses.
Keep going. I want y'all to know that when it translates it as scapegoat, what it's really called is Azazel. So it's a Hebrew word, Azazel. That same Hebrew word is used to describe a fallen angel, right? Or a product of fallen angels, right? The mixed animal, all right, with the mixed goat, all right?
Yeah, somewhere else it was saying that. I know somewhere else in the law, God was saying, like, don't sacrifice the goat demons. You know?
Yeah, we about to read it right now. It's 17, right?
I don't remember.
No.
Yeah, we on 17. Yeah,
it's in 17.
Okay.
Where'd they send them?
To the wilderness.
To the wilderness, right? It's a reason. It's a reason for all this. Keep going. Watch this.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speaking to Aaron and to his sons and unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, this is the thing which the Lord has commanded, saying, what man soever there be of the house of Israel that kills an ox or a lamb or a goat in the camp.
What man, whoever kill an ox or a lamb or a goat. These are all the things so far that the Most High God told us we could sacrifice. Right? So he said, whoever kill an ox or a lamb or a goat. What else?
In the camp, or that kills it out of the camp, or kills it out of the camp, and brings it not into the door of the tabernacle of the congregation to offer an offering unto the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord. Blood shall be imputed unto that man. He has shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people.
So if you kill an animal, a clean animal, right? Blood is imputed to you as if you killed a human. And you have to be cut off from your people. Right? Now that changes. Knowing that changes what we read about sacrifices so far. What does that mean for us? Based off of what we know so far about sacrifices. Let's ask this a different way. Why might a person want to kill an ox?
To eat it.
Or a bull, or a goat, or a ram, or a lamb?
You want to eat it.
Might be hungry, right? So now, what he's saying is, if I don't kill that, what might I kill if I want to eat meat?
Something defiled.
That's not food for us, though.
Yeah, but why would you do that?
So if that's not food for us, and I want meat, what would I do?
Got to kill a clean animal.
I got to go hunt, right? I can go get a roebuck, a deer. You know what I'm saying? All that I can get. He didn't say nothing about those. He just talking about the ones that's fit for sacrifice. If you kill one of these things that I've asked you to sacrifice, that I give you a sacrifice around, that's a sin for you. Now, if you go get you a little deer or something, that's different. Let's keep reading. Watch this.
To the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices which they offer in the open field, even that they may bring them unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, unto the priest, and offer them for peace offerings unto the Lord.
So now, trying to understand the mind. Remember, we said all this is about really trying to understand the mind of Yah, right? Because once you understand the mind of Yah, now you can kind of piece it together and figure out, oh, that's why you're doing that. Not that we need it, but it helps, right? It helps to anticipate things. It helps to keep us righteous. Why might he make it unlawful for us to kill, right? Kill these animals that are used for sacrifices.
I thought it was like if you kill it and don't bring it to the tabernacle. I thought it was like
that's exactly what it's saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you can eat it, but you gotta bring the, you know what I'm saying, you gotta bring it to the tabernacle.
Oh no, you can't eat it and then bring it to the tabernacle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I thought it was like, okay, you gotta give your, like paying taxes, like you gotta get that to the tabernacle first and then
Take care of the Levites.
right.
That's what
you
it's
know
about.
Make sure they get taken care of.
Because if I got all these sheep and every night I'm just eating good, killing it, eating good, when do I get to share my sheep? Who would sacrifice? So he set up an economy to where, well,
You can't eat that unless you take the air.
y'all want some sheep tonight? Want a little lamb? Well, you know what I'm saying? Go see if the priest out there, you know what I'm saying? We take it out there, maybe we can barbecue tonight. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise I gotta go hunt. I gotta get out there with the bow, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way you can get a clean animal that's not for the sacrifice. Don't nobody want to go through all that mess. So I got a whole flock of sheep right here. One of them fit. Oh yeah, bring it, put over here. Let me see. You want to eat that? Now you know you gotta take that to Aaron first, right?
Yeah, pay taxes.
You know what I'm saying? We can go take it to Aaron. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna take? The breast?
Yeah, the breast and the shoulder.
The breast and the shoulder? You know what I'm saying? So then you take that to Aaron. And then they take the breast and the shoulder. And what does that become at that point? I want to eat. What type of sacrifice? I want to eat. I'm taking this to Aaron. What type of sacrifice is that going to be?
Wouldn't it be like a sin offering or a meat offering, free will offering?
That's going to be the peace offering.
Oh, God.
Peace.
And then within the peace offering, remember you have several types that you can do. So you can do the vow, the free will, or the, what is the vow, the free will, is it gift? Is the last one?
I think so, yeah.
Might be the gift,
Might be a gift.
right?
I
So
was
you
like,
have,
a gift.
huh?
I probably do gift all the time. I'm just hungry.
Right. So, and all of them had their own little different stipulations, right? So now you have options of what you could do, right? If you do the free will, I believe it's the free will, then you got to come with a little bit of bread. You can't just come, you know what I'm saying? You got to get a priest some bread, right? If you make a vow, well now, that's more to it. There's a vow attached to it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same. So it's like all of them got their own little stipulations that you got to go with. But that's how the Most High God set it up so that now the priest is taken care of. Now, if you eat meat, guess who else eat meat? The priest. Otherwise, we all just eat out here eating grain. Right? So he set up this economy that is just like taxes. You take care of my men, you can eat yourself, whatever. And to prevent people from just being out in the wilderness, just killing stuff and, you know what I'm saying, do it. No. If you want to eat, if you kill it, you a sinner. You got to bring it to and our law tells us according to our sacrifice, we ain't killing it and then bringing it later. No. You bring it and you kill it where?
At the tabernacle.
In front of the Most High God, in front of the tabernacle. Right? So that means you got to do it there. You can't be like, oh, no, man, I just, you know what I'm saying, took two bites out of it. You can see the whole back end burnt. You start eating them already. He's like, no, man, just go ahead and throw this one on there. You know what I'm talking about? Just kick it back to me. Like, man, you already cooked him. You know what I'm saying?
Like defiled that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Don't bring that stuff to me. Right? Keep going.
And the priest shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar of the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and burn the fat for a sweet savor unto the Lord. And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils.
They shall do what?
No more offer their sacrifices unto devils.
So right here where it say devil, this is where it's talking about the goat demons, the goat gods. Right? So he says, listen, I'm not going to let you sacrifice to these people. Don't even kill none of these animals without bringing it to the, because I want to make sure you bringing it to the right place. That's right. That's why these people, you know what I'm saying? That's why these people, you know what I'm saying, they get to telling you that, you know what I'm saying, well, you know, the Egyptologists, you know what I'm saying, the Kemet people, they tell you like, you know, Moses got all this stuff from Egypt. It's like, yeah, okay. Either you don't know nothing about Moses or you don't know nothing about Egypt. One or two.
Because Moses kept saying, don't do like they do in Egypt.
We ain't doing it like we do it in Egypt.
That was his whole MO. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we ain't like Egypt.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing it like we do in Egypt, right? But these people don't know. They ain't never read the Book of the Dead. They darn self just running their darn mouth by listening to these people. Keep going. I done read more of their book than they read. You know what I'm saying? I read more of your book than you ever read. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't read that whole thing, but I'll skim through it. I ain't about to sit here and mush my darn brain reading that whole thing. Think it's stupid. Got darn moms and dads sleeping and they got, I don't know what's wrong with these people.
It makes exact sense why Moses was saying that. Like, nah, this is what they do.
Yeah, you know, Moses, he probably had to learn that thing in school. You know what I'm saying? Like this foolishness, man. I can't wait to get out here with my people. Keep going, let's see.
This shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. And thou shalt say unto them, whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers which sojourn among you, that offer a burnt offering or sacrifice, and bring it not into the door of the tabernacle of the congregation to offer it unto Yahuwah, even that man shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eats any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eats blood, and will cut him off from among his people.
And why?
Because the life is in the flesh.
The what?
The life of the flesh is in the blood.
The life of the flesh is where?
In the blood.
That word life. What is that?
Life. Well, that's like not your soul, right? Your spirit.
It's soul. So you remember we had that conversation.
Like who's you? Like you, your consciousness.
It's life.
What makes you you.
Right? So you remember we had that conversation about, you know what I'm saying, what's the difference between, you know, soul and spirit.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Spirit gives life. Right? Soul is your life. Right? So the Most High God will breathe into you and make you a living what?
Soul.
He breathes spirit into you and it makes you a living soul. Who might that be?
And then the spirit goes back to God.
Boys!
You die.
Go,
But you stay in the ground.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, so now, this is where people get confused. Because people be like, you know what I'm saying? Well, the spirit goes back to where?
God.
Okay? So if the spirit goes back to God, what happens to the soul?
You're still in the dirt.
Still in the ground, right? So now when you dealing with the Most High God in Revelations, not even let's take it to Genesis. When Abel died, what did the Most High God say to Cain?
His soul cries out to me from the ground.
Did he say his soul or did he say his blood?
His blood cries out.
His blood cries out to me from the ground. The blood is the life. That's what's talking to him, right? In the same way in Revelations, it say the blood of the saints is crying out to him. Like, when are you going to avenge me? So people look at that and be looking like, see, these people are, you know what I'm saying, it's that and other talking. No, they're not talking. Their life being spilled is causing the Most High to say, I need to avenge that. Right? Right? So this is what we have to look at, and we have to separate. You have the life, right? And then you have the life-giving spirit, right? There's one thing that animates the other. You know what I'm saying? You kind of think of it like, you know what I'm saying? You kind of think of it like a battery and a recharger. You know what I'm saying? Like you recharge the battery, you know what I'm saying? They both dealing with energy. This battery holds the energy. Then the energy go back to the Most High God when it's done. You know what I'm saying? That's how we look at it. So we said, he's telling us we can't eat the blood because that's where the life is. That's where the soul is. The soul is in the blood. Keep going. Watch this. Somebody's heart start pumping. What's going to happen?
Yeah, we gonna revive.
Every time.
Got to pump blood through that thing.
Every time.
For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that makes an atonement for the soul. Mm-hmm. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, no soul of you shall eat blood, neither shall any stranger that sojourns among you eat blood. And whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel, or the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunts and catch any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust. Mm-hmm. For it is the life of all flesh. Mm-hmm. The blood of it is for the life thereof. Mm-hmm. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, ye shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh, for the life of all flesh is in the blood thereof.
All right, so it's against our law to eat blood, period. Whoever do it, going to be cut off. Keep going.
Making this Filipino dish, you know what I'm saying? I forgot what it's called, but they cook pork and pig blood or something like that. Disgusting. They cook it in the blood. You know, so I was like, that.
You had it? What it tastes like?
Nah,
You had it. Yeah, what's your favorite part of it? What do you like to put on it? A1 sauce on there? You like it?
TJ Boy was making that thing like before he was born, bro. I wasn't even into the word back then, and I knew not to eat that. I was like, bro, I'm not eating that.
Yeah, like, man, I don't know, man. Like, that's where I'm from, man. It's like, they don't play about eating that. They make sure you cook that thing.
Yeah, okay.
I don't play about none of that.
And every soul that eats that which died of itself, or that which was torn with beasts, whether it be of your own country or a stranger, he shall both wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean unto the even. Mm-hmm. Then shall he be clean. Mm-hmm. But if he wash them not, nor bathe his flesh, then he shall bear his iniquity.
Mm-hmm. Jump over into 18. These are all laws now that we're about to start reading. All right, we didn't got past a lot of the sacrifices, what the priest was supposed to do. We're going to get back into the priest was supposed to do, but now it's about to start giving us laws for the people.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am Yahuwah your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt, where you dwelt, shall you not do.
Look at that. Now you got it from Egypt. Yeah. Where we just came from, make sure you don't do none of the stuff them folks did. These people did, because they don't know the book. Yeah, they don't know the book. They don't know nothing about this book. Just slap them in the darn face. Like, yeah, man, you know he got that. You got it from where? Let me see, because I remember Moses actually said, after the doings of Egypt, don't do it. Oh, he just saying that, brother, but I'm telling you, oh, okay, for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what, you know what I'm saying? You open up your book and you show me where, you know what I'm saying, where they doing anything like this. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan, where I bring you, you shall not do. Mm-hmm. Neither shall you walk in their ordinances. Mm-hmm. You shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk therein. Mm-hmm. I am Yahuwah your God. Mm-hmm. You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live by them.
He said, which if a man do, he
shall live by them.
He gonna live by them. That's law. You have to understand that what he just said is law. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of the law that he gives is gonna govern us. But this law is different. It's different in that it will govern him, right? Because what he's saying is he's usually he'll say, if you drink the blood, right, and eat the blood, what's going to happen to you?
You'll be cut off.
So that's the judgment. This is what you do. This is the response, right? It's the same with this. He's saying, if for somebody to be cut off, who can control that? Who can make that happen?
Most High.
Most High can, right, by saying it. But who else can make that happen?
Priests, the rulers.
Priests, rulers, people in authority.
The judges, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, with no problem, he said, oh, he's supposed to be cut off. Get your butt out of here. We run this around here. Get your butt out of here. Okay. So now he said, these are my laws, which if you do them, you will live by them. Well, that's a judgment too. Who can make a person live?
Most High.
So now, he's the only one now that's governed by this law or the judgment of this law. So that means, guess what?
He has to obey his own law.
If somebody does it, the law, just like he said, guess what got to happen?
You got to live.
And herein lies the mystery.
So why do you think after they killed him, he had to come back?
He had to come back.
He has to come back.
They hung the man like this, outstretched arm, just like the prophecy said, right? After they hung the man up, they gave him vinegar. Then let the man sit there until he died.
You gave my Nazarites wine to drink.
The man died, right? Stuck that thing inside just to make sure, you know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure he all the way. You know what I mean? 3 days, 3 nights pass, and the man gets right up. And we ask ourselves, well, if God can do that, why don't he just do that with anybody?
Nah. That's the only person that actually kept the law.
Because he kept the law. And the books say, the man who does these things shall live by them. He had to get them back up. It wasn't like an option. He didn't do Yahushua no favor. He was owed this because the Most High God has to be governed even by his own law when it applies to him. The promises of the law has to come from the Most High God. Right? This is the piece that a lot of people don't understand about the law, right?
He's so confident. You know, he's like, man, you can kill me all you want to, but I'm just going to come back. Right? God got to bring me back.
That's law. He know the law and he believe it. That's faith. It's like when you look at the law, I'm like, oh no, I'm good. Let's see, keep going.
I am Yahuwah. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am Yahuwah. That's right. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is your mother. You shall not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of your father's wife shall you not uncover. It is your father's nakedness. The nakedness of your sister, the daughter of your father, or daughter of your mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness you shall not uncover.
So we glanced over the laws about what we can and can't eat, clean and unclean animals, right? Did we have any judgments there?
No.
Right? If you eat, you know what I'm saying, this swine, you know what I'm saying, what would happen?
It is unclean to you.
Right.
But what would happen if we eat it?
You probably be unclean.
Did it say that? Did we read that we'd be cut off?
No.
No, there was no judgment when it comes to what you eat. It said you'll be cut off if you eat something that died of itself.
Oh, okay.
Right? Or he said, no, he didn't say, he said you'll be unclean.
Yeah.
You'll be unclean if you eat something that died of itself.
You gotta wash yourself.
Right? But he didn't say anything, any judgment or any way to come off of the uncleanness when it comes to eating. Now we reading in a very similar way, we reading about the sexual sins. Right? He telling us don't, come near to your kin, don't uncover the nakedness of your close family members. But listen close and let's see if we have any judgments on this.
The nakedness of your son's daughter or thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is your own nakedness. The nakedness of your father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is your sister. You shall not uncover her nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's sister. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. She is your aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter, or her daughter's daughter to uncover their nakedness, for they are her near kinswomen. It is wickedness. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister, to vex her, to uncover her nakedness, besides the other in her lifetime.
Right? So now it tells us, neither shall what?
You take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness, besides the other in her lifetime.
What is a couple of these laws that we read? What does it help clean up for us?
What Jacob went through with his kid.
Right?
Wife.
Remember, Laban made him take the sisters. And what happened as a result?
They was at variance against one another.
They was vexed to the point that they brought 2 other women in and was like, here, have babies for me. Right? For a while, Rachel couldn't have babies. Right? What else does this, some of these laws clean up for us?
When Reuben defiled his father's couch.
That's right. Remember, Reuben went up to his father's couch? Pops was mad about that thing. Right? What else? When he defiled his father's couch, he ended up sleeping with one of his father's handmaids, one of his brother's mothers. Right? One of his father's women. What else?
And then what's that? With Abraham, was like, she's my sister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Abraham, his sister. What else? There's one big one. What about Lot?
Yeah.
Remember what happened with Lot? Remember he ran away with his wife and his family. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody looked back. Who looked back?
His wife.
His wife. What happened to her?
She turned into salt.
She turned into salt. Then after that, who was left?
His daughters.
His 2 daughters and him. And they went to this city, you know what I'm saying? Because they was like, man, it's too far to go all the way up in the hills and the mountains, you know what I'm saying? They went to this city and they saw all the fireworks. They're like, we might want to get a little further away. Let's go ahead and go to the mountains. So they went to the mountains. Now, after everything that they saw, they had to be under the impression that the whole world was gone. So guess what the women did? They said, oh, man, it's on us to have kids. So they got their father drunk, slept with their father, and had babies by him, right? So this is what this attempts to clean up as well, right? Keep going. It's important that all this stuff, like you would have had to have some of that going on with Adam and Eve as well, right? Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? You have Adam and Eve, they have 1 kid, maybe they have 2 kids, maybe they have 3 kids. But for any of the kids to also have kids, you're going to have to be near the kin. There's no way around it, right? No way around it. It's going to have to be your mama, it's going to be your daddy, it's going to be, you know what I'm saying, one of your brothers or sisters. Some way it's going to happen, but from there you start to spread out. So now that the world has spread out enough, the Most High God say, all right, let's stop this foolishness. We not doing that in Israel. We good. You know, we got enough family here. We not doing that in Israel. Right? Keep going.
Also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness. Moreover, you shall not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife to defile thyself with her. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am Yahuwah. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
All right, that's homosexuality. He said, get that thing out of there. It's an abomination. Keep going.
Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereunto. It is confusion.
All right. He said, don't stand before the beast to lie down onto as a woman letting a dog do something to her, or letting an animal do something to her. Keep going.
Defile not you yourselves in any of these things. For in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. And the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it. And the land itself vomits her out her inhabitants.
Right? So now, at this point, we haven't gotten a judgment. But he does tell us, for all these things, the land that you're going to, this is the reason that I'm getting them out of here. He tells us very specifically, these are the reasons. Did we get anything like that when it comes to eating pork? Eating shellfish? No, he said, no, that's unclean. Now, don't make no mistake now. That thing is unclean. Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody make, that's unclean. He never told you that this is the reason why he kicking the folks out, though. He telling them these sexual sin, these people, some nasty people. They hump on a little bit of everything. These some nasty folks. No, this is why I'm kicking them out. Don't you do these things. I want you to know this is the reason why I'm kicking these other people out. Right? But still, no judgments yet. Right? Keep going.
Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it. and the land itself vomits out her inhabitants. You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourn among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. That the land spew not you out also when you defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them, shall be cut off from among their people.
There goes our judgment. Any of these shall be what?
Cut off from among their people.
Go back and read chapter 11 on your own. You tell me if you find one when it comes to the unclean animals and what you should eat. All right? If I'm not mistaken, it's a judgment when it comes to an animal that's dead. All right? But when it comes to the unclean animal, what you eat, you just let me know if you find a judgment. Just tell me what the book say, if this happened, what you should do. All right? Keep going.
Therefore you shall keep my ordinance, that you commit not any one of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that you defile not yourselves therein. I am Yahuwah your God.
What was that, chapter 18?
Yeah.
It's chapter 19. We got some more laws for us.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy.
You got to be set apart.
You shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths.
Right? Respect and fear your father and your mother. Got to keep the Sabbath. Keep going.
I am the Lord your God. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. And if you offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will.
Right? Can't nobody compel you to do a peace offering. All right? Keep going.
It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow, and if aught remain unto the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire. And if it be eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted. Therefore, everyone that eats it shall bear his iniquity, because he has profaned the hallowed thing of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people. And when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shall you gather the gleanings of your harvest.
All right, so you spend all year, you know what I'm saying, getting your field right, making sure everything gonna grow, got your wheats over here, got your corn over here, everything look nice. He said, when it's time to reap it, when it's time to go in and get everything out of your field, package it all up so you can eat, he said, man, don't you try to get everything. You know, you keep the edges. Keep a little bit. Just go in there, pass through it about once or twice. Don't be trying to make sure you don't miss nothing. Leave something out there for some people. He'll tell you, watch this.
And thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger.
All right.
I am Yahuwah.
So it's the same thing with the priest. He's saying, look, if you got it, make sure you leave some just for the poor and stranger. Just like he tells us, look, don't you kill no animal, you bring it to the priest. Because the economy that the Most High God is setting up is something where everybody takes care of everybody. Right? It's not a situation where it's like, oh, just try to, you know what I'm saying? It's not like the capitalist idea that we got now, where it's just like get more, spend more, think about yourself. Think about only your family, think about only your, no. It's about think about everything, right? Set up a system to where when I do well, everybody has an opportunity to eat off of what I got to, right? Keep going.
You shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie to one another. And you shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shall you profane the name of thy God. I am Yahuwah. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him.
When he say swear by my name falsely, neither shall you defame the name, right? What he's saying is, listen, I'll be like, man, listen, I'm going to do that, man. I'm going to do that. You ain't going to do it. Man, I'll put that on Yahuwah, I'm going to do it. Right? Now, if I don't do that thing, then what I've done is I've made his name worthless. You put something on me and you didn't even follow through with it. That gives people the impression that my name don't mean nothing. You do that stuff enough, and people just gonna be like, oh, please, he always put stuff on Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? That boy don't, you know what I'm saying? Because that now hearing that don't mean nothing. You profaned his name. Right? Keep going, watch this.
Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning.
Yeah, man, if you owe somebody some money, you know what I'm saying? You told him, look, I'm gonna pay you on Friday. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pay you on Friday. I'm trying to come through Saturday morning like, no, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Just give me another day or so. He said, no, that's not going to happen. You told the man you're going to pay him Friday. You pay him Friday early too. All right? Keep going.
Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear thy God. I am Yahuwah. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty.
Look at what he said. Go back though. Watch this. He said, thou shalt not curse the what?
Thou shalt not do unrighteousness in judgment. You shall not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shall you judge your neighbor. Oh, amen. Yeah, thou shalt not curse the deaf.
Right?
Nor put
So
a
he
stumbling
said,
block before the blind.
you shall not curse the deaf. How do you curse a person?
Shouting at him, screaming at him.
You do that with your mouth, vocally.
Yeah.
So he said, don't curse the person that can't even hear you curse. And then what did he say about the blind?
Don't put a stumbling block before the blind.
Don't put something that's going to make the blind person trip when he can't see it. He uses those two examples for a reason. He's talking about taking advantage of people. Right. That person can't even hear you curse, but you doing it just because he can't hear you. And that person can't darn see you putting something in front, but you doing it just because they can't see you. He'll knock your butt out if he could see you. Right? But that's the message behind it. Don't be trying to take advantage of nobody. Stand up. Keep going.
Man, ain't no bootlegging trustee. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shall you judge your neighbor. Thou shalt not go up and down. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor.
That's right.
I am Yahuwah. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
Right? So he's telling you, don't hate your neighbor. Right? That's our law. Our law is that we cannot hate our neighbor in our heart. There's a law against hate. Right? But then immediately after, he said, however, you're not going to suffer sin upon them. You rebuke them. It's important that those two are together because a lot of time people give correction out of hate. You ever had somebody like, you know what I'm saying, that like when they get mad or when they don't like somebody, all of a sudden they get so critical? You know what I'm saying? Like everything's smooth, everything cool, you know what I'm saying, when everybody's friendly. But then when it's time to start hating it, I don't like this person, all of a sudden it's like, you don't do this anyway, and you ugly, and this, that, and the other. I'm just keeping it real. Right? I'm just keeping, that's what we always used to say. I'm just keeping it real. It's like, it's real convenient that you keeping it real when you don't like me. When you like me, though, all that real stuff is everything pleasant when you like me. When you don't like me, all of a sudden, there's a whole lot of negative things that come to me, and you just keeping it real. Well, this is what the Most High God is saying. He said, don't hate nobody. Don't hate. He said, don't hate your neighbor, right? Don't hate your neighbor.
Brother.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, don't hate your brother.
Yeah, don't hate your brother. However, you still rebuke them. Because it's important not to give rebuke in hate. You can't give people correction in hate, trying to harm them, trying to do something to them. It's bad enough, people who don't want to be accountable, people who don't want to, you know what I'm saying, feel wrong, they going to feel like you hating them anyway. You know what I'm saying? You got all the purest intention, they already going to feel like you hating them. How much worse when you actually do hate them? Right? That's why he's telling them, listen, you don't hate, and it's about you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to do. People gonna always think, you know what I'm saying, you got some ulterior motive. You know, people always don't get caught up in that stuff. You got to make sure that when you stand before the Most High God, that you had pure intention, and that you did things the way He wanted you to. So that means when you looking at it, you got to check yourself. Be like, okay, hold on. Am I just saying this because I got a problem with this person, or am I saying this because this is real? This is unbiased judgment, right? Just today. My little sister, you know what I'm saying, she went through some stuff, right? I don't like the guy that she with, not one bit, right? But in talking to her, I can feel myself going to a place where I used to be. And I'm like, you know what? That's not right. So I say, you know what? It could be. I try to, change my tone a little bit. It could be that he from a place similar to a lot of guys where I'm from and the way I felt I was myself. Maybe he learning how to be a man on the job. maybe he needs guidance. Maybe he just don't know. So I told her, I said, you know what? If he willing, tell him to give me a call. Now, when I said it, because everything in my body I don't want to. Listen, when you give me a call, let me tell you what I want to do. No, just meet me over here. You know what I'm saying? No, just meet me over here. We'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do. So ain't no way he going to call me anyway because he know where I'm from. He know what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So we good. Well, guess what? Ring, darn ring. I said, I'm busy, man. I got to call you back later. I wasn't ready to handle it. You know, I'm busy. I'll call you back later. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff going on. I'll call you back some other time. Slipped my mind. I'm walking out of work today. You know what I'm saying? Most High God put it right back on my mind. I was like, oh, man. I was like, all right, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Called him back. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning was struggle. You know what I'm saying? I tried to come on, well, hey, you know, listen, I just can't do it. Let me tell you, I don't like you. Right? I don't like you. And now let me tell you what I really want to do to you. Right? I was very candid with him. I was like, let me tell you. But I recognize that that's never going to happen and that's wrong. So the reason why I'm calling you and the reason why I'm happy you calling me is because X, Y, and Z, I want to let you know where I'm from and let you know I had struggles with some of the same stuff, understanding how to be a man and how to treat a woman. If you want this to work out with my sister, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it should work out. I don't think you're good enough for it. But nevertheless, if you want these things to work out, this is how you got to go about it. Now, I can't give that if I hate him. I got to address the hate first. After we get that out of the way, we get to the end of the conversation, and the man say, hey, man, I appreciate you were unbiased in all of this. Because once you address the hate and move out the way, and trust me, I had to do it, you know what I'm saying? But once you address the hate and you move out the way, now you can give proper correction. Now you can do something valuable. And just away from like the fact that it's the right thing to do and this is what God wants us to do, man, it feel good. You feel lighter, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you carry all this mess around with you. And for what? Everybody out here just need a little help. At what point do we just stop focusing so much on this and just help each other? It's tough, and I know it sounds, you know what I'm saying? I know it sounds like a after school special and all that, but that stuff is real, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Everybody out here struggling. Everybody needs some help. Even the people that you think fly and they doing all right, man, they're out here suffering. Suffering. Whether they admit it or not. That's what we got to do, man. We got to be there. We can't hate our brothers. You know what I'm saying? We come to our people, and he, you know what I'm saying? He half our people. He, you know, got a little bit in him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had a conversation this long with him. I'm listening to him. I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? You might be from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm from there too. Now I'm telling you, I was like, I was raised by this, that, and that. Now I'm raised that too. You know what I'm saying? My this, that, and that. He started giving me a backstory. I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Got a little respect for him. Like, I respect just because I know where, you know what I'm saying? I know that. Like, I'm familiar with that. Like, man, we can clean that up, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to bump your head and get through all the bumps I done went through. Just like I didn't have to get all the bumps that the people that came before me. I watch people and I learn. You know, let me give you something to watch. You know what I'm saying? Keep on. Watch this.
I forgot where I was. Hold on. Okay. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
That's right.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am Yahuwah.
That's right.
You shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let the cattle gender with a diverse kind.
He said you should not let your cattle gender with a diverse kind. In other words, you ain't got no business put no, you know what I'm saying, no, what they call it? No cow with a darn sheep. Right? You got a cow with a darn cow. You know, a cow with a darn bull. You know what I'm saying? The sheep and the darn, you know what I'm saying, sheep. You know what I'm saying? You let these things go. Is a sheep a female?
I don't know.
I don't think so, right?
I think the goat is the male.
No, I think a goat a different animal, right?
I don't know.
I think they're similar, but I don't think.
On the lamb, what's the difference between a sheep and a lamb? I don't know, man.
Now that's what.
I think the.
Country boy, help us out. 'Cause I'm from
I think the
Texas.
lamb. I think ain't the lamb the.
I want to say.
No, because you could have a male lamb, right? So I think I don't know.
A sheep is the baby?
I know a sheep, lamb. I think the ram is the male.
Does the sheep turn into the lamb when it gets older?
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I think the lamb is the young one.
Real country, but I
The sheep is the grown one.
I ain't been back since like.
You know what I'm saying? Then the ram is the male. Maybe the sheep is a female. Sheep is an adult female. Ram is an adult male. And then lamb could be male or female, but it's not the adult.
I guess, man.
I think the goat just a little different.
All right.
Final answer.
Oh, okay, got it.
Keep going. That was right?
So sheep are born as lambs. Goats are kids until they reach maturity and are okay.
What did it say about rams? Because I know a ram is in that family too. It might be a different animal too.
Nah,
though.
a ram a different
male
animal.
sheep are rams.
Male sheep is a ram.
Yeah.
But the way the book set it up, like you can kind of, you know what I'm saying? You can just kind of, because that's how, you know what I'm saying? Like the book kind of, like, it's like, okay, bring, like it, when it talk about the cows, it say bring a young calf. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The same similar situations, it say bring a lamb, male or female. Young calf, male or female. Well, we already know that, you know what I'm saying, you have an adult, you know what I'm saying, adult, they call it a bull if it's a male. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, you kind of look at like how the book structure it. You know what I'm saying? The book teaches everything.
Kid of the goats.
Let's see what else we got. So you said don't gender, you know what I'm saying? Don't be mixing them animals up. What else we can't mix?
All right. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed.
Right.
Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee.
Right? He said it don't make no sense for you to have like a grapevine and right around where the grapevine is, you got wheat growing in the middle of it. That don't make no sense. You can't plant them together. You separate that stuff. Right? Then he said also don't do what?
Garment mingled of linen and woolen come
Right?
upon thee.
You can't have wool, right? Wool that you took from the sheep, and then you sew that in with linen that you get from the flax. You know what I'm saying? Like linen, you grow that from the ground. The wool, you get he said, you mixing them two together. He said, no, that don't even make no darn sense. You mixing two different things. He said, don't mix wool and linen together. Right? Now, people will take that a little further, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying the book say what it say. Don't mix wool and linen together. People will take that further and be like, well, you can't mix any two fabrics together, or you can't do, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but that's not what the book says. You know what I'm saying? The book say wool and linen. I get it. I can see, you know what I'm saying, the logic in what you're doing. Just, you know what I'm saying? I stick to what the book say. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And whosoever lies carnally with a woman that is a bondmaid, betrothed to a husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death, because she was not free. Mm-hmm. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering. Mm-hmm. And the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before the Lord for his sin which he hath done, and the sin which he hath done shall be forgiven him. Mm-hmm. And when ye shall come into the land, and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as circumcised. 3 years shall it
Uncircumcised.
be, uncircumcised. Mm-hmm. 3 years it be as uncircumcised unto you. It shall not be eaten of. But in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise the Lord withal.
Right? So he said, look, when we get into the land, there's going to be some trees there. Don't eat from the trees for 3 years. In the 4th year, that's when you can start eating from the trees. So now it take about that long for a tree to grow, right? If we planted a tree right now in my front yard and I took care of it, did everything I was supposed to do, they say it'll take about 3 years for the plants to grow out. And when I learned that, I was like, oh, so he's saying, Brett, the whole plant got to renew. Like it's already there, but he's saying it's probably going to take about 3 years for it to cycle everything that's in it. Because who knows what these nasty Canaanites did with it. Knowing these darn Canaanites, they probably mixing all the time. You might be eating, you know what I'm saying, a part goat with your apple. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you don't know, because the Canaanites is nasty is what he's telling us. Keep going. Soil all messed up. Who knows? So he's saying, you know what I'm saying, it might take 3 years for that thing to refresh.
And in the 5th year shall ye eat of the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am Yahuwah your God.
Wait a minute, read that again. I might have got that wrong.
And in the 5th year.
So go back, because he said you got to eat it in the 5th year.
But in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise the Lord withal.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so you can't even eat in the 5th or in the 4th year. He said 3 years, that thing got to, you know what I'm saying, don't touch it. Then the 4th year, all of it go to the Yahuwah. That means the priest eating good in that 4th year. Imagine that 4th year into the land, all the trees. The whole year, all the trees, whatever grow from it, that thing got to go to the priest. Man, they got apples, darn. What else come from a tree? Lemons, pomegranates. You know what I'm saying? Them boys looking like, nah, man, go ahead and bring it in.
Got the figs.
That boy, don't he got a cherry tree? Don't that boy got a cherry tree? Go check his tree. I ain't getting nothing from him. Go check his darn tree. Right? Yeah, cherries is on the tree, ain't it? I don't know if they on the tree. They might not be on, they on the tree?
Yeah, cherry tree.
That's some nice stuff coming from trees. You know what I'm saying? That's a good year. You know what I'm saying? That 4th year was a good year. Keep going. Watch this.
In the 5th year ye shall eat of the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am Yahuwah your God. You shall not anything with the blood, neither shall you use enchantment nor observe times.
He said, don't observe time. What is that? What is that?
It's like fortune telling. And,
Observing times?
looking at the stars and the moons.
That's horoscopes.
Yeah.
Horoscopes. He said you should not observe times. That's horoscopes. All right. The word horoscope is Greek for time observer. All right. Keep going.
You shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shall you mar the corners of your beard. You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahuwah.
All right. So this is where they say no tattoos and, you know what I'm saying, don't get lineups and don't cut off your beard and all that stuff. It's where they come from. But if you look close, what he's telling you is don't do it for the dead.
Yeah,
right? So this was a practice. We ain't got to get it and go through it. We'll eventually get through it as we go through the book. But you'll learn that in our prophecy and in different places in our history, when people die, people start to cut all the hair off of their face, or they pluck their beard. They start to pull their hair, right? It's like get rid of my hair as a way of showing mourning, right? And so you see, it still happens today.
Cut their flesh or whatever.
Yeah, and they cut their flesh, make cuts in their flesh, or tattoos, right? So what happened? Your dead homie died. What you gonna do? You can tattoo him, right? That's how you do it as a way of mourning, right? I'm gonna get a tattoo to show, like, look what I did. It's my boy. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing, you go to, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these Asian countries, when they have a death, what do? They shave their head. They shave everything. You know what I'm saying? Shave even their eyebrows. They shave everything. You know what I'm saying? They bald everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then there you go. That's how they show their mourning. You got other ones that still, to this day, put cuts and marks in their flesh. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same idea. The stuff still is happening today, but that's what this is talking about. Don't do it as a way of mourning. Keep going.
Do not prostitute your daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. You shall keep my Sabbaths.
So hold on. So people say, hey, look at this time period, because the men, the fathers would rule over the daughters and would be responsible for the daughters, right? So if she want to marry somebody, that's why people kind of get the idea that the book is talking about arranged marriages. Well, really, you can't really find that. You can't find, you're not really finding. People make the assumption that that's what's going on, right? Because that's how it looked like, because the man is in control. But we don't have no evidence that a woman against her will, right? From a righteous man, at least, you know what I'm saying? A woman against her will is being made to sleep with a, you know what I'm saying, and be with a man.
Yeah, was it Isaac's wife? Something like that? Then they asked her, like, did you want to go with him or whatever? I think they asked her first.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, they said, well, if she want to do it, you know what I'm saying, it can go. And then she said, yeah, I want to do it, right? So that's kind of how these things work. But this is the law that would catch the other scenario, right? So if I just got my daughter, right, and it's like, give me some money. He got money. No, I'll take my daughter, right? Well, now I'm whoring my daughter out. right? So this is the law that would capture that and put that in play. Like, no, you can't do that. Watch, keep going.
You shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am Yahuwah. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards and be defiled by them.
Right? Familiar spirits is talking about, you know what I'm saying, these people that do all these seances and, you know what I'm saying, they might call, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, well, my great-grandfather died, but, you know, he used to be so wise and he had good things to say to me. Okay, that's cool. Can you call him for me? Nah, man. No. Right? Keep going. That's a familiar spirit.
Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honor the face of the old man and fear thy God.
Right. So he said, give respect to your elders. That's a law for us. Right. That was a law for us. That wasn't just like right now. It's just a suggestion to people. It's the right thing to do. You should just do it. No. This was a requirement for us. We had to respect the elders. It makes a difference. Right. Keep going.
And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, you shall not vex him. But the stranger that dwells with you shall be unto you as one born among you. And you shall love him as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in meat yard, in weight, or in measure. Just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin shall you have.
Right? So everything, our currency and everything that we had, it all comes from weights or from a measurement, right? So I'm like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? I need 12 shekels of silver. Well, a shekel is a weight. So that means I have to know what a shekel weighs for it to, so I can't give you like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to cut a shekel in half. And I'm going to say, man, that's 12 shekels. You know what I'm saying? And the only way you can measure a shekel is somebody put 1 shekel here and they put it, okay, well, look, that's 1 shekel. You see it's balanced. So that means this is truly 2 shekels on here and they both evenly balanced. But if we had a measurement of a shekel, let's say we said this is the weight of 3 shekels, right? And this becomes our standard. So now I don't really have 3 shekels. I just have something that's equally balanced to 3 shekels. So if somebody put 3 shekels on this side of the balance, just think of, a balance. 3 shekels on this side of the balance, and it weighs it all the way down. The only way I know this is really 3 shekels is I got to take something that I already confirmed is the same weight as 3 shekels. I'll put it down, and then it balances out. Then I'll be like, okay, that's good money. I'll take that. Thank you. Right? So now, if I look at this, now I turn around, ain't nobody looking. I'll take some of the stuffing out of this thing so it'll weigh a little bit less. Right? It'll weigh a little bit less. Now, I can put 2 shekels over here, and people think this weighs 3 shekels. Put that thing down, they thinking they getting 3 shekels, but really they only getting 2 shekels. Right? Because we don't know. Like, oh, that's 3 shekels of silver. Go ahead and take it. Got it. Give me the 3 shekel one. All right. And then switch it out. Right? When it's time for me to get money, I use the real one. When it's time for me to give money, I use the fake one. And give me the other one. No, 3 shekels right there. But that's a half a darn shekel you just gave me. Right? So you got to use just balances is how we had to do it. All of our measurements had to be right and just. You couldn't cheat people. Right? Keep going.
I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you shall observe all my statutes and all my judgments and do them. I am Yahuwah.
That's the end of it?
Yeah.
All right. What chapter was that we end on?
19.
19. That's perfect. Because now we get into 20, and we ain't got to get it today, but 20 is going to take us into the priests. Right? So we got through the laws of the people now, which I love what we just read. I love them laws. 20 might not get us into the priest. But we'll get it. How 20 start? Do it get us 21 as the priest, right?
You should say it. Yeah, 21, yeah.
21, so yeah. So that's 20 actually is still for the people. 20 is good too, but 20 is going to take us, it's going to take us through the same thing that we talked about before. The sexual sins. Mm-hmm. But then it's going to give us some judgments on each one of them, right? Then at the very end, it's going to talk about eating unclean again, right? So this is one of the unclean, things that a lot of people miss. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to come back here and we'll talk about that next week. Any questions?